Hi everyone, this is Ryan Chen coming to you from Loancater. In this video, I'm going to show you how to raise up to $250K in 0% business credit cards. And what this is a module showing you how you can get money without paying any interest on it for up to the first 18 months. And here are the people I'm looking to help. I'm looking to help people who already have a business and are looking for funding or a credit line. I'm looking to help people who are starting their own businesses. And here's why we're making this video. We make these content or this specific content in hopes of getting prospective clients and teach them how to do this themselves for their business in hopes of gaining their future business for lending. And we teach this to recruit other people who benefit from this into our business model. You can contact that email for a job. And we make this video so we can sell you on working with us for 0% credit card financing. Now here's why you should listen to me at all. I'm Ryan Chen, Executive Sales Director at Loancater. Last year alone, 2023, we opened up Loancater and had $209 million in open approvals to this point across 746 approvals. Out of the 1,217 clients who applied with us, that means 60% of the people who applied with us were approved. And here's our social media if you want to check us out, or mine. So part 1, Intro to 0% interest credit cards. What is it? Again, this is a credit line that you can tap into for your business. It's 0% interest for the first 7 to 18 months, with most cards being at 12 months. That means you're taking capital without having to pay any excess interest on top of the principal, which is the amount you take out. Now, here's why the banks we work with offer this. This is a way to gain your business, and they have to deploy their capital somehow. With all the excess cash they're sitting on, they might as well use that and gain a new customer instead of just having it lay around. Either way, they don't make any interest on it. But with the credit cards, they can gain you as a customer, and they can make money on the transaction fees. So every time you swipe, they can make money off that. Now, this sweet term is only temporary. Like I said, it's an introductory rate, after of which it ends, and you'll be paying 19 to 29% APR. So how do you utilize this? It's very simple. You apply for multiple cards, and you leverage up by applying at different banks. Since the interest is 0%, you can have 1 year to do something with the money, typically. And this is not financial advice. If you get jacked to the tits and leverage up and implode and not be able to pay it back, we will have nothing to do with this. Use your common sense when borrowing money. So part 2, how do you get it? How do you apply and get this money? So here are the requirements. You gotta have 680 credit. You gotta have under 15% utilization, which is how much of the credit you have available in your account for everything you hold in your personal life, and how much of that is being used. You have to use less than 15% of the total available credits to you. And you have to have no missing payments ever, and you gotta have less than 5 inquiries. Now, if your credit is shot because of missing payments, I will show you how to get around that later in the credit module. And if you need to remove your inquiries, again, I will show you how to remove the inquiries. Now, here's why you need to follow the instructions in this video. If you apply to a bunch of banks without properly preparing your credit score, you will now have a bad history. That's because they now have access to your untempered credit score, which wasn't primed for approval. All the missing payments or inquiries that you initially had that wasn't removed because you didn't follow the proper procedures, the bank now have access to that information. If you want a smooth sailing in getting access to a credit line, you want to follow the procedures here. Otherwise, you end up like that dude that I put as the picture. So, how do you apply? Most people believe that credit card stacking means you apply for all the cards at once. Bad idea. If you run multiple inquiries at once and the bank sees this, even after you remove the inquiries in the future, they will have that information on record. They will know that you try to stack them. And the only way you can properly do this is applying for one card at a time. and then removing the inquiries. In part 4, I'll show you how to remove the inquiries. Part 3, where to get it. Which bank do I go to? The top banks that I recommend are Amex, Bank of America, PNC, Truist, Wells Fargo, Chase, M&T, and US Bank. And then it's the part 4 that you want to spend a lot of time really understanding, and it's credit repair. Now here's what it is. Credit repair can only help with 2 things: removing inquiries and shutting down or removing missing payments accounts that you have closed, paid off, or settled. If it's not closed, paid off, or settled, you cannot remove those accounts. And you must understand the limitations of credit repair. It cannot help with utilization. It can only help with removing closed accounts, and it can only help with removing inquiries. But here's why it's needed. If you have a bunch of inquiries by applying to a bunch of banks, the bank will see you like a girl with a hickey. You don't want to be with marks everywhere you go, because that shows what? That shows you're taken and you're with somebody else, and you're applying everywhere, and they don't like that. The bank is like a examiner, or a guy who only wants a monogamous girl who's not going around everywhere. So you have to clean up the inquiries, because the inquiries are basically your hickeys. Now, the way you do the credit repair is very simple. We actually have an exhaustive course that I'm going to paste right here in this link. Click on that link or check out our other YouTube video on how to do the credit repair. Now, part 5. You got the approval, and now you're asking yourself, how do I get out $150,000 without using the credit card as a payment? How do I get it out as cash? How do I get it in my cash account, my checking account, as cash? It's very simple. If you want to take an advance without paying the 29% APR, because your bank doesn't allow you to take out cash for the 0% intro period, you simply use a processor like PayPal or Stripe or Taylic from US Bank, and you process that money. You take the money from the credit cards, which you can't take cash out from, use a processor, and bam, you put it in that account of yours. So conclusion, should you work with Loancater to get this, or do it yourself? Do it with us if you want to get the max amount while putting in minimal work, in minimal time, while taking minimal risk of messing up your credit and chances of getting the card. We charge a 10% success fee. If you're too stingy to work with us, I totally understand. This course outlines everything you need to do it completely yourself. Good luck. And here's our social media. If you want to work with us, apply at the Loancater Apply Now page. That will link below. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us anytime.